Chicken jockey!
Those two little words sending teenage fans of a Minecraft movie into a frenzy.
Okie dokie. I am walking into Snow White, 2 p.m., now seating. Let's see how empty it is. I hope, it's off the walk we go. I hope. Sound like I hear a couple of people. 1, 2. Okay. 2.
You can't tell me Minecraft is the worst movie of 2025 when Snow White exists. That's right.
Right now it has a 1.5. Okay, this isn't looking good. I would say this is even in fact looking bad.
Snow White was going to be a massive failure at the box office. They made tons of changes and they strayed away from the source material, which upset a lot of fans. This weekend, Minecraft came out, which has absolutely dominated the box office, done significantly better than analysts even projected.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business. Thanks.
You know, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White. Right. You should shut up and do the job.
But you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat, and that's why people are so annoyed. Beyond just them inserting feminism, I think we expect that at this point, but why do you have to mess with a classic, especially with someone who doesn't even seem to like her own character?
2 live-action remakes from the biggest studios in Hollywood go head-to-head. Warner Brothers' Minecraft movie versus Disney's Snow White, which in theory should be quite a battle, but it's not even a fair fight. And it's pretty hysterical, actually, to watch.
So Snow White slept and waited for her prince to come, but he never did.
Whoa! She's beautiful.
Maybe she's been placed under some kind of a curse.
And all that will wake her is the kiss of a handsome...
I'm awake already!
Anyways, and the consumer, I don't think they're gonna buy it, I don't think they're gonna watch it, I don't think they're gonna like it.
You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken? I did.
When we look, you can see families were more than willing to go to the box office to support something like the Minecraft movie, while Rachel Zegler's Snow White continues to plunge.
Disney bet $250 million on Rachel Zegler to save Snow White and lost to a silent pixel man digging dirt. This isn't just a flops, it's a total cultural train wreck. And trust me, the internet's not letting this one slide. What happened? Let's rewind. Whether you like the new Snow White film or you hate it, it's hard to escape the debate surrounding its lead actress, Rachel Zegler, a young, talented actress who somehow managed to take one of Disney's most beloved princesses and turn it into a 2-hour lecture on why fairy tale romances are toxic and why having pale skin in a fantasy world is apparently a problem now. In a now deleted post, she clapped back at her critics. Yes, I am Snow White. No, I'm not bleaching my skin for the role. Even calling them losers obsessed with maintaining the bloodline purity of a cartoon princess. Yeah, that sure didn't help the situation. And let's get this straight. No one was mad about diversity. The issue was the attitude. Rachel came into this role acting like she was doing the world a huge favor, throwing shade at the original film as if it was beneath her.
I know that you've told me before that your version of Snow White is different and it's more of a 2022 version of Snow White. What did you mean by that?
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah. Weird.
Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
She literally rolled her eyes at Prince Charming, called the 1937 classic weird, and flat out declared that she didn't need any fans who weren't on board with her modern vision. But here's the thing, you're ruining one of the most beloved fairy tales. And the audience response? A complete flop. It doesn't resonate with classic fans feeling completely betrayed, nor with younger audiences left confused and lost.
The reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White, it became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader. And the reality is Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over a kingdom.
Look, you're playing Snow White, not delivering a keynote at a buzzword-packed feminism summit. The press tour felt less like princess promo and more like a girl boss rampage. She trashed the original tale, hinted Prince Charming might be chopped, and made it crystal clear romance has zero place in her version.
Snow White, of course, famously played by the insufferable girl boss narcissist, who's just clinical at this point, saying that audiences will always line up to see her no matter what she does.
Every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
You know what's interesting about all this is that the only person waiting in line to see Snow White was Rachel Zegler.
And then she made it political. Rachel Zegler jumped on Instagram and posted, "May Trump supporters never know peace." Yep, she really said that. Disney execs lost it. At that point, she wasn't just killing the movie, she was tanking half their audience. Before we dive deeper, hit like, smash subscribe, and let me know in the comments, is Disney done for, or can they crawl back? Alright, let's keep going. And it didn't stop there. Just when Disney might have held on, South Park crashed the party with joining the Panderverse, swinging a sledgehammer at Disney's fake virtue signaling playbook. It tore into the checkbox mentality, swapping real storytelling for cheap optics, and painted a nightmare world where every beloved character had been replaced by a woman of color who hates men. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't polite, and honestly, it was the exact cultural slap Hollywood needed.
Sit down, boys. One of our students here says you've been treating them unfairly.
Treating who unfairly? We didn't do anything. We're just minding our own business and she keeps saying she's Eric Cartman.
Okay, and what's wrong with that?
What's wrong is it doesn't make any sense.
And yeah, sure, the South Park episode might crank it up for laughs, but it cuts way too close for Disney's comfort. The Big Bad, a ruthless AI version of Kathleen Kennedy jumping across universes, stuffing every reboot she can with forced corporate feminism. Sound familiar? Disney didn't even need to name drop. Everyone knew exactly who they were taking aim at. Snow White, The Little Mermaid, Star Wars, Marvel, every franchise stripped of its legacy and resold to us with a fake woke gloss.
If Disney wants to make more woke films that tank at the box office, they are more than welcome to do that, but maybe think of an original idea. Not destroy a classic from my childhood and put an actress in there that not only hates the plot of the movie she's in, but also seemingly hates Snow White, the character herself.
Okay, I see. There's a diverse female where Cartman used to be and you don't like that.
It's not that we don't like it. Don't you think that's weird?
I don't see a problem with it at all. And if you boys don't think Eric can be a black woman, then maybe the problem is you.
Yeah.
But Rachel, she became the embodiment of all of it, even though she wasn't in the episode. Her vibe, the smug, dismissive arrogance, "I'm fixing this story, whether you like it or not" attitude, was perfectly satirized. And just when we thought she might go radio silent, she rolled up to a nearly empty theater, bouquet in hand, TikTok ready like she was at the Oscars.
Please?
For which movie?
"2 tickets, please." Oh, babe, you could have bought a dozen and still had room for a yoga class in there. What was meant to be a viral look at me moment became pure cringe. The ticket guy didn't even know what movie they were there for. It was like watching someone throw themselves a surprise party and forget to invite anyone. Meanwhile, in the world of Minecraft, the movie casually wiped the floor with Snow White. Critics called it too childish and simple, but in its opening weekend, it pulled in more cash than Snow White did in 3 weeks, turning every so-called expert prediction into a complete joke. Minecraft didn't just win, it staged a full-on heist. No scandals, no lectures, just blocks, zombies, and fun. Critics rolled their eyes, but audiences packed the theaters. It wasn't just a victory, it was a massacre.
The Minecraft movie is doing something magical. It's creating a live audience reaction event where people are going to just be part of something to interact with the movie itself.
While Snow White limped to a disappointing box office performance after endless PR disasters and last-minute reshoots, Minecraft came crashing in with a $300 million global debut like a pixelated wrecking ball.
And so let's see how they fared against each other. The Minecraft movie breaks box office record with $300 million global opening, while woke Snow White slips again.
It didn't shame the fans. It didn't try to sell nostalgia as a political Trojan horse. It didn't come in as a political ad. It just showed up, did what a movie is supposed to do, give kids an adventure, respect the source material, and add Jack Black yelling into a microphone. That's it. And now it's stomping all over Disney's dreams like a creeper with nothing to lose. Jack Black alone brought more energy in 5 lines of dialogue than the entire Snow White film had. The theaters were electric, teens in suits, kids screaming, parents actually laughing. Disney could never deliver that, so here we are. A once beloved princess, now a cautionary tale. A studio that used to print nostalgia, now losing its credibility. And a simple, blocky video game adaptation crushed them without even trying. Minecraft didn't have decades of Disney magic behind it. It had pixel art, a solid script, and an audience that didn't feel insulted. The lesson? Simple. Respect the story, respect the fans. And for the love of everything, stop running your mouth on the press tour. People don't hate progress. They just hate being lectured by someone who acts too cool for the movie they're selling. And no one wants to see their favorite classics butchered beyond recognition. If Disney had stuck to the original Snow White, given it a few thoughtful updates, and let someone who actually loved the source material lead it, it could have been a billion-dollar hit. Instead, they gave us a self-righteous remake with a lecture-heavy vibe, and now they're the punchline of every meme. Meanwhile, Minecraft gave kids a reason to cheer, teens a reason to dress up, and parents a reason to enjoy the theater again. Hollywood, are you listening? Audiences don't want propaganda, they want fun, and if you give them that, they'll show up. So yeah, Rachel's downfall isn't just about one bad role. It's a symptom of a bigger problem in Hollywood, a machine that thinks it can ignore the audience and still win.
But the entire movie was trash. Rachel Zegler didn't write Snow White. Rachel Zegler didn't cast Snow White. The studio did. It's a Disney problem. Disney did these things. And Warner Brothers cleaning up. So what does that tell you? Woke is dead.